Hey, Ski here again with another Spectre Divide sponsor video. This will be the last one for now. Today we'll be going over the information gatherers, the playmakers, the team's eyes and ears, the Recon sponsors. With map awareness and positioning being such a huge part of Spectre sometimes, it can be really easy to lose your bearing in a fight and lose sight of the enemy, and this can be game breaking. That's where Recon Industries and Umbra Reconnaissance come in. With a focus on revealing enemy positions, covering points of approach, and capitalizing on intel, these sponsors are a strong choice for any team looking to keep their upper hand during mid-rounding and closeout games. First on our list, we have the more basic of the two sponsors, but far from weak, Recon Industries. Sporting two passive abilities that need no attention and the largest reveal ability in the game, Recon offers a lot in the way of map control and info gathering. To kick off this kit, we have the Recon Wave Scan, the super strong information gathering ability. When equipped, you can throw a sonar spike that will stick to the first surface it comes in contact with. You can right click while holding the wave scan that will allow it to bounce one time before sticking to any surface. Once the sonar spike implants itself on a surface, it will start sending out sonar pulses in a line towards your active body. Enemies hit by the pulse will be located for 3 seconds and will have a hexagon marker that can be seen through walls following their position. The wave scan will send out 3 pulses before expiring and can be shot and destroyed. The ability is insane in scale just on how much can be scanned with it. This ability is also free every round and can be regained after 45 seconds of charge time, giving you a lot of opportunities for intel gathering. On to the first passive util that Reer has, the Home Mine. You can equip this ability to throw a proximity mine that sticks to the ground. After a short delay, the first enemy who gets too close, or when it takes damage that doesn't destroy it, will trigger the mine, sending out 3 explosions, which each deal 15 damage. This ability can be really good for keeping enemies away from certain spots or forcing them into giving up their position by having to destroy the mine itself. Other than that, this ability can feel a little lackluster, as it can't be placed during the buy phase and does take a few seconds to deploy. Also, with only being able to deal 45 damage total, I wouldn't rely on this thing to carry any serious consequences, making it pretty easy to push through or ignore altogether. You do get to buy 2 of these though, making it something you can use more than once and can be deployed at a pretty far range, so not completely useless. I would expect some buffs sometime soon though. Now, while the Hull Mine might leave something to be desired, I promise the Arc Sentry more than makes up for it. When deployed, a Sentry will scan a large 180-degree semicircle. Enemies caught in the scan of the Sentry as it scans from one end to the other will be heavily slowed for a short period of time, and you'll be notified with both a visual and audio warning that an enemy was spotted by the turret. If the turret is destroyed, no worries, you'll still receive a visual and audio notification letting you know that an enemy is approaching from the direction your turret was placed. This ability can only be purchased once a round, making it super important to place the turret somewhere that will give it the most opportunity to get intel. Thankfully, unlike the Hull Mine, the Arc Sentry can be placed during the pre-round. While the kit itself has pretty basic information gathering tools, it also is done in a way that it's hard to avoid. For a Recon kit personally, that is exactly what I'm looking for. Something that can give me the most info with the least amount of thought, allowing me to capitalize more on my intel and winning fights. Now we get to the more complicated side of Recon, Umbra Reconnaissance. If Reer was your everyday driver, Umbra is a NASCAR. Not everyone can use it effectively, but once they learn how to, it absolutely makes an impact. Also, with a kit more about offensive than defensive plays, you better expect some more aggressive swings and plays from Umbra mains. Umbra has 2 scan abilities, the first being in the form of the Recon Wing. When equipped, you can throw a drone that sticks to the first surface it hits. After a short delay, the drone reveals enemies within a range for 2.5 seconds, no matter if they're in line of sight of the drone or not. Enemies revealed by the Recon Wing will have their entire silhouette filled orange and can be seen through walls. You'll have 1 charge of this ability available for free at the beginning of each round, and with the option to purchase a second. On top of that, this ability will gain an additional charge every 50 seconds if you don't already have 2 charges. The amount of uptime this ability has and the fact you can gain more throughout the round makes it really easy to use to clear tricky spots that your enemies may be hiding. Umbra has more than just intel gathering to bring to the table by adding the glare burst to their arsenal. When deployed, a drone will appear and charge an AoE flash, flashing any enemies in the rectangles shown when deployed. Glare burst AoE can go through walls, allowing you to safely deploy it from behind cover, then swing on enemies who may have gotten caught in it for an easy kill. This ability can be purchased up to twice a round and is a piece of Umbra's kit that allows it to be a bit more aggressive and support team plays with more than just intel. Now on to last but certainly not least, Umbra's second scan ability, the Pulse Finder. There's a reason I left this one for last. When activated, instantly equip a scanner that pulses every 2 seconds for 30 seconds. This ability remains invisible to enemy teams until they are detected by the Pulse Finder, after which they will be able to see the remaining pulses. Enemies hit by the pulse are also detected and leave a green diamond icon called a target marker at their location. What does a target marker do? Well, using your reticle, you may highlight a target marker and activate either Recon Wing or Glare Burst to instantly deploy those abilities at that location. The Recon Wing stays relatively the same, but the Glare Burst will turn into a circular AoE instead of a rectangle, blinding anyone hit. The deployment of these abilities onto a target marker isn't blocked by terrain in any way. Pulse Finder can be purchased up to twice a round, and with the ability lasting for 30 seconds means you will have a full minute of uptime on the Pulse Finder. While that may not seem like a lot at first, keep in mind that rounds are only 2 minutes long before the Zeus is planted. That's half the round timer you can cover approaches with this ability, and almost the full plant time. Umbra is super good for players who are comfortable with taking fights off of intel and who have really good map knowledge. Being able to use the Pulse Finder to cover entire lanes of approach is insanely good, especially when you start comboing your abilities off the target markers. While at a base level, the scans aren't as big as Riker's, making them inherently harder to get consistent usage out of, players who can take advantage of the kit's built-in combos and strong synergies will dominate a game. Both Riker and Umbra are super important in their ability to give your team the info they need to make plays and execute plans. Riker being more defense focused and Umbra being a better option for those taking a more aggressive approach, it's really nice to have this sort of two sides of the same coin when it comes to Recon. This will be my last video for now on sponsors. If you haven't seen the other 3 videos already, they will be linked in the description below. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, leave a like, and drop a sub. I'll be doing more informative content like this in the future for Spectre Divide. Want to see me make a video on something in particular? Leave a comment below. And with that, thanks for watching, have a good one.